I 44 male have been married to my wife 50 female for 20 years. When we first met she was a single mom, worked during the day, night school finishing her bachelor's degree, was ambitious, had goals and was doing well on her own car, apartment, generally had her shit together. I had already graduated and was starting my career jobs, landed my first real job, benefits, ESPP, 401k, etc. We moved in together after about a year and told her I was stable enough to support us as a family so she could quit her dead-end job she hated job and focus on school. She did, and in the meantime we got married, then finished her degree shortly thereafter. During internships she realized she didn't like the profession she chose, which I told her the hard work is done, find something else, you have a degree and that sets you ahead of others. During this time we decided to get pregnant, which we did, and she said she'd go to work after the little one starts school. I get it. It's these early formative years with the child that are fun and fantastic. But as we were nearing the little one starting school, we agreed to have another. So then it reset the clock on going back to work. Well, fast forward a few years and the oldest non-bio child, I claim them as my own, just using non-bio as a differentiator for age gap, gets knocked up. So now I'm helping raise the grandbaby to allow the oldest to work. It's not like she does nothing, she helps with the kids, but won't work for anything. Complains that her car's dirty and gets upset when I tell her to clean it herself, makes excuses on why she hasn't gotten a job. I paid off all student loans, I paid off her upside-down car loan from before we even met. Another non-bio child has a child, so now she's helping with that one, too. I've been doing dishes since we got together, she quit doing my laundry so I do my own and often our kids and hers, clean toilets, cook meals, and generally fixing anything that breaks around the house or our vehicles. When it came to the dishes, she always said, "Hey, that's my job, you should stop that," so I did, and a week later all the dishes are piled and nasty. Same with the trash. If the trash can is full, she piles stuff on the floor next to it, or simply leaves it on the counter. I was always curious what she did throughout the day, but never wanted to be the accusatory husband, so I never asked. Then COVID lockdown hit and I was fortunate to be moved to a remote worker. It was then that I saw her sleep on the couch all day, or doom scroll Facebook and Insta. I realized maybe she was depressed so I asked her to see a therapist, which she refused initially, then reluctantly went, but came back with, they don't know what they're talking about, so I asked her to do a couples session with mine. My therapist pointed out a handful of things, gave advice, and she agreed with none of it. But what's worse is she outright lied to our family saying the therapist said we're great and we don't need to work on anything. I've suggested us going on vacations, checking off bucket list items, just the two of us. I suggested something like Australia. That's too far, can't we find something here in America? Okay, how about Washington State? Doesn't it rain all the time there? Okay,